Good evening, everyone, and a very warm welcome to Being Chronically Online, a workshop on digital fatigue, hosted by ISOC India Mobile Chapter in collaboration with Your Space. I am Ayushi, Secretary of ISOC India Mobile Chapter, and it is wonderful to see so many of you joining us this evening for a conversation that feels increasingly relevant in all our lives. Today, we spend a significant part of our day online, whether for work, academics, communication, entertainment, or even rest. While technology keeps us connected and informed, it can also quietly become overwhelming. Constant notifications, screen exposure, digital expectations, and pressure to always stay available can often leave us mentally exhausted without us even realizing it. So before we begin, a quick note that this session is being recorded for documentation and internal reference purposes. If you are not comfortable being visible in the recording, please feel free to keep your camera off throughout the session. You are absolutely welcome to participate actively through the chat as well. This session is being conveyed under the leadership of Ms. Vatsla Srivastava, President of ISOC India Mumbai Chapter. We are grateful to collaborate with your space team for today's workshop. Moderating today's session is Manas Joshi, who will guide us through the flow of the event. Without taking much more time, I'd like to hand it over to Manas Joshi for context setting and introduction to the session. Thank you once again for joining. Over to you, Manas.
Thank you, Ayushi, for the context setting. It's really great to have everyone. First of all, good evening, good morning, good afternoon to everyone. Thank you for joining and thank you for showing extreme response to our registration and pre-registration questions as well. I hope it may have got everyone thinking. At ISOC Mumbai chapter, I feel our work is more rooted in supporting an open, secure, accessible, and inclusive internet. But the conversation about the internet are, I feel, not only on the policy, infrastructure, or technology. They are also about how digital spaces shape our attention, relationships, work, study, rest, and everyday lives. So that is why today's conversation matters, where many of us are constantly online, constantly reachable, and quietly exhausted as well doing these all things. So this workshop is not only about rejecting technology or going off grid, it's only about understanding our relationship with the technology more honestly and building healthier to engage with it. With that, I guess I'll invite the Your Space team to take us into the workshop and go through the entire how we can be very much staying away on this digital fatigue and burnout topic. So yeah, I'm also equally excited as all of you. Over to you, Your Space team. Thank you.
Thank you, Manas, for your quick introduction. So, yeah, good evening, guys. Firstly, I will thank myself for collaborating with us and helping conduct this workshop. We are really grateful to be here with all of you today. So, before we begin, I will give you all a short introduction to your space and who we are. So, your space is fairly a new initiative started by five of us while working in the field. We noticed a lot of gaps and shortcomings when it came to mental health spaces and support systems. And this is a small way of trying to bridge the gap, whatever ways we can. So I'll quickly give name and introduce all of us. So yeah, I am Vatsal Parmar. I head the backend of everything, leading the iOS team. And how to phrase this, I'll tell you the my team of the false people who are like the heart of my your space. So I'll introduce to them and I like to thanks them for this. So here are our four psychologists, Sakshi, Rashi, Kalyani, and Yogitha. So we have curated the session by putting in a lot of thought, and we hope that each of you can take away at least something or leaving feeling lighter, better than we started. We hope you enjoyed the session. With that, I will now hand it over to Yogitha to begin the session.
Okay. Hi. Thank you so much, Vatsal. Thank you so much, Manas. So now that we've exchanged pleasantries, I think we can dive right in. Before we start with our workshop, we'd love to hear from all of you. So we're not trying to go for a lecture type of a workshop. We want it to be extremely interactive and engaging. So before we start, I'd like to ask you all if you're in or following any new trends on social media, any new lingo that you've learned or that you see people using and you just wonder, why are we using this specific word to describe this? Anything. I know for a fact that we've all heard something.
Hi, I'm Sugandha. My chat is disabled. For some reasons, I'm not able to write, and I have a sore throat, so I would prefer to write things in chat. But I was gonna say, I've heard, I guess it's a new lingo for the new generation, which is yapper. We use the word blabber, or I don't know why we have this new word. It means the same.
Yes, so we have the word yapper, yapping, yap. Yeah, we also have the word aura. We have low genuinely, which is low key plus genuinely. I can see some hands raised.
Vatsala, if you could just quickly unmute.
Yeah, I think 6, 7.
Oh god.
The biggest of the biggest brain rot, I would say. I think I'm still not able to, I don't know. It's just something really mind-boggling for me even now.
Yeah, you see all the kids go 6, 7 all the time.
Lokmans, you are raise your hand.
Yeah, not exactly a term, but more a phrase or a thing where people have lost their ability to describe things. The weather is not weathering, the mango is not mangoing. I'm like, what are you trying to convey? The weather is not weathering. So yeah, that's just interesting.
Great.
Right. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing. And this is exactly why we're having this workshop also. Because everything is changing when we're chronically online. Even the way we talk, the way we interact with people is changing. So the session is going to touch upon a few things like this, how it affects our language, our relationships, our moods, even our social image. Anytime we feel like we're having fun, we find the need to even put a snap on Instagram or send it to someone. So even in the registration form, a lot of you had mentioned that social media does significantly shape how we see ourselves. So today's session is also addressing that, along with digital fatigue, energy levels, sleep, and the need to constantly be online even for work. And hearing the phrase, can we hop on a quick call, might be extremely frustrating for you guys also. I think we can start off with a quick activity that Kalyani will conduct.
Yes. Good evening, everyone. So, as we just spoke about various lingos and trend, and it's just so difficult to keep up with everything. Let's start by just doing a simple exercise of taking a small break from all this. I know it's ironic, we are asking you to keep everything away. So, what I want you to do is for the next few minutes, we are going to just keep all our devices away. I know we have joined on devices. It's ironic, but let's try that. Let's not go close to our phone. Keep your phones away. If you want, keep your laptops away a little. Take a step back and just sit comfortably. Okay, for the next few minutes, just observe your thoughts, your feelings. Just sit with yourself. Maybe observe the things around you, what is happening in your room. Okay, and let's see if we can complete this challenge. Okay, so for the next few minutes, let's sit with ourselves, sit with nothing. So I'm going to put a timer on. Once the time's up, I'll give you all a reminder to come back. Okay, now we can come back. Okay. So what did you all notice? How did you all feel? Were you feeling uncomfortable? Did you all feel relaxed? How did you all feel? You can unmute if you want. If you would like to respond on chat, that is also fine. Hope no one fell asleep. It was too quiet. So we did this sitting with nothing for around 3 minutes.
Hi, this is Kalika here. Can you hear me?
Yes, hello.
Okay, great. So, first of all, thank you for arranging such kind of workshop. I think it's the really need of the time, considering how everyone is just, available electronically, but not in person, not to connect emotionally, maybe. This moment of silence really was insightful in such a way where, you are just with yourself, you are focusing on yourself inwards. So it's a peaceful moment for me, kind of meditation. So yeah.
Thank you so much for sharing your thoughts, Kalika. Yeah, to have a few responses in the chat that people wanted to reach for their phones or they were just feeling restless or uncomfortable, and that does happen. Did it feel like that those 3 minutes were like really long and they were not getting over?
Yes.
Happen?
Yes. That did.
Yeah. And if there were notifications popping up, did you have to just grab your phone and check who was trying to text me or what is the text? There was a lot of curiosity that sometimes happens.
Yeah, sometimes it happens. Thankfully for me, I really enjoyed those 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, yes. So the reason why we did this activity, as you all correctly mentioned in the chat as well, that we are all consuming so much of media. We are just reading, we are either watching some video, watching some content, that our brain is constantly stimulated. We are always listening to something, watching something. And there was a time where we could actually sit, we could daydream, we could get bored, but now this entire sitting for just 2 to 3 minutes has become so uncomfortable, and we are constantly switching between apps. And in that, those like 1 minute to 2 minute, we are switching, we are scrolling, we are experiencing so many emotions that we don't even realize, and our brain is just exhausted. And also, sitting with nothing has become really difficult. So it was actually good that you all got that space to just sit for 2, 3 minutes, focus on your thoughts and feelings. Yeah. So I would just like to ask you all one question. If you could change one thing about your digital routine, like using your phones or social media, what would it be? If you had a chance to change something. Can I speak? Yeah, sure. Yeah. Hi. Firstly, thank you for organizing this session. And I think one thing I would like to change in my digital routine would be to not instantly get back at messages. I think with the easier communication, the expectation to instantly get back to messages has increased, and the understanding that emergency like messages should be gotten back to, instead of messages that would not require immediate attention. So yeah, I think slower communication is something I would like to bring to my digital routine. Thank you. Thank you so much for responding. I can also see a lot of replies on the chat. So a few are on doom scrolling, like late night scrolling or just doom scrolling. A few are on not seeing your messages or just not checking your phone first thing in the morning. Yes. I think it is very good that we all already know what our challenges are. I think we all know the solution to this. We can maybe develop like a morning routine where we are staying away from our phones. Maybe we are not checking it, doing something like physical exercise, doing some yoga, starting the morning on a more positive note, maybe ending the day by reading a book, which is also suggested by someone in the chat. We can end the night with something that is peaceful and grounding rather than consuming something that may actually make me feel various emotions that make me feel distressed. Now, my next question to y'all, is there actually a version of being online that actually feels good to you? And what does that look like? Because here we don't want to assume that every experience that we are using our phones or social media is negative. It can also be positive. I may watch some video or listen to some music and I may feel actually good. So what is this version of being online that looks and feels good to you?
I think anything to do with self-help is nice. That lifts you up instead of, limiting you.
Yeah, definitely.
Just being able to stay in touch with our support system no matter what corner of the world they might be in.
Yes, that is extremely important. And I think we are going to address something
surrounding that just after a while. Yes, Janvi.
I think the ability to find like-minded community.
We're getting a lot of responses in the chat as well. Being correct.
You could read them out, some of them, if you'd like, without mentioning the names of.
Of course, skilling, Janvi says, again, we have getting to express myself and learn from the online community, being able to connect with friends and family. Yeah, there are few funny comments as well. We could see communication without sending pigeons, music, everything. Okay, I guess there are few positives that are making us stuck online. Yeah, over to you, Kalyani.
We also have a good app recommendation by Ruthven. For slow communication, there's an app that simulates classical letter writing, which takes for the receiver to receive your messages. Okay. Ruthven, can you share the name of the app if possible? It'll be great. It's something quite unique.
Yep, I'll try to find it if possible.
Yes, thank you so much. So, do we all see that we are all connected with everyone on social media? But are we truly connected with them? Do we actually feel connected with them? Is the question and takeaway we should have. Yes. Okay. Now I think I'm going to hand it over to Rashi for the next segment. Thank you so much, everyone, for your active engagement. How are we feeling? Where is the energy level for us? Good. All right. So I am going to take you all at the complete extremely opposite of what Kalyani just did. She asked you all to sit with nothing. I'm just going to flip the script and do the extreme opposite. I want all of you all to take your phone and open any social media app. Anything. It can be anything. WhatsApp, Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, any social media app that you all might be using. I will start a timer here. And when I start the timer, all you all have to do is scroll. Consume content like you all do. Reels, shorts, posts, reading, watching, whatever it is that we usually do. Please do that. I will start the timer now. And you all can start.
Yeah, I guess we have to set an alarm or maybe notify. Guys, please come back. Don't spend so much time.
Okay. I hope you all are back. We have the app name in chat called Slowly for those of you who might want it.
Cool.
Okay. So I have a question. We all scrolled. Which was the second content post reel that you all saw? Which was the second post you all saw? No idea. Okay. Dogs. Good memory. No clue. Okay. Which was the last reel that you all saw? Last content you all saw before switching back to the meeting? Cookery on YouTube. Okay. A congratulations post on LinkedIn. Something we all hate. A wedding dance. Oh wow. Cats. Guide. Comments. Don't remember. All right. So the point of this, were all the content that were consumed, did all of them evoke the same emotions or were they of different varieties? Ranging from cooking to cats to dog to wedding dance to something new that has been happening in the world. Did it take you all over the place? Different varieties. So that was the point of this activity, that our brain usually consumes so much content and of different varieties. So now before we move on, I just want you all to hold this feeling. Just notice what you all are feeling, where your brain is at. Just notice this feeling. Hold on to it. Pay attention to it. And we will move on to the next activity. For the next activity, I want all of you to take a position which feels comfortable. If you all are sitting on a chair, that's okay. On a bed, if you even want to lie down, your camera is off, you all want to lie down, that's okay. We are doing the simple relaxation activity.
So please take a position which feels most comfortable. All right, thank you. So how was it? How was the feeling? How did you all feel? Hoping you all were able to hear me. Very relaxing. It felt like ASMR. Okay. I have a question. We noticed the feeling we felt after we scrolled, and this is the feeling we are feeling now. Which one is more preferable? What is the difference in both the feelings? Y'all can unmute, y'all can type whatever works best. Of course, this. A bit more aware. It feels calmer. This is nice. Okay, thank you. How long did we do this for? 5-10 minutes? And do we feel impatient, relaxed when not impatient? Two forces at play. This feels less chaotic. 5 minutes. Do you think we can take out 5-10 minutes in our day to practice this, to slow down, to come back to ourselves? And like you all shared, like Kalyani shared, because we are consuming content constantly, that too of different varieties, each new information we get makes us happy, gives us the instant happiness boost, and we consider it rest. But the thing is, our brain is still consuming content. The brain is not resting. The brain is not designed to keep working constantly. So activities like this help us come back to our own body, our own brain, and it gives brain the rest it needs. So it can be small things, it can be anything, like Kalyani shared, like all of you all shared that, establishing a routine, not using phone for the first 5 minutes, reading a book at night, whatever it is that works the best for you is something that can be done. So I think I have one follow-up question. What helps you feel emotionally grounded again after too much screen time? So once you all have consumed a lot of screen time, is there anything you all do to rest or come back to feel emotionally grounded? Touching grass? Yes. Anything else? Maybe a walk, read, work out, reading a book, walking, sitting in nature, whatever is left, yes. Chugging a milkshake, just walk and look around, having more. Excellent. So all of us do have some things off screen which we can do to feel emotionally grounded. And I hope just the awareness of it does help us turn back to these offline things a little more than we do right now. I will now ask Kalyani again to take over. Okay. Thank you so much, Rashi. So I think as we all spoke, how are you feeling till now? Like, how is it going? We have done a lot of reflection. Hope the grounding was also good. So now I want everyone to just pay attention at what I'm doing. Okay. Now, am I visible clearly? Can everyone see this page? Can you all see what's there on this brush? Yeah. Yes, the green paint. Let's see this paint as my energy in different areas in my life. Okay. So now what's happening? How are the strokes looking right now? Yeah, they are very thick. They're solid, they're straight. Okay. Yeah, they're parallel. Yeah, they are very bold, light and dark. Okay. Now what is happening? So every day when I'm spending my energy at work and a bit of energy is getting spent, that is completely fine. But I keep going, and now how are my strokes looking actually? Like these, the ones that I drew? Yeah, they're getting lighter. They're fading away. Yeah. They're not as thick and shiny and bold as they were before. And that's normal, right? Does that mean that the brush is broken? No, that's completely fine. My energy gets consumed. Of course, that is possible. But what will happen if I still keep going? At one point, there's nothing coming out on the paper. And this is exactly what burnout feels. In the very beginning, we have a lot of energy, we are very motivated, we are working, and we can actually see the results. Okay. And our energy is getting spent, and that is completely fine. But after a while, when we keep going, energy is getting spent, the strokes get little faded, and towards the end, there's just nothing. Now, if we still keep going with that nothing, it's going to get very difficult. We are going to show up every day to take care of our loved ones, for work, but there is not going to be any result. We are going to be so exhausted. So the very obvious solution is to just dip the brush back in the paint again. Take a small break, and when you come back, look, now how do the strokes look? Better? Back to being bold again? Yeah, exactly. It is okay to take a break. It is okay to rest, because it's not going to stop your work. It is actually going to help you get better at whatever you're doing. You're going to go back to your previous energy levels that you had. But if you keep going, burnout is going to get very exhausting, and showing up every day is going to get very exhausting as well. Now, burnout doesn't mean that we are weak or we have failed at something. It's just that something is going wrong and we need to change it a bit. Okay, so identifying that is very important. So let's do one quick activity. Take 1 minute, think about what is draining in my life and what is filling in my life. Now, by draining, I mean anything that just depletes my energy, where my energy is going a lot. Okay. It can be taking care of loved ones. It can be a workload. It can be reading emails every morning, just showing up. It can be draining. And I want you to think of what is filling. It can be something that recharges you, that makes you feel fresh again. Take a minute. You can reply in the chat box if you want. You can unmute.
Sorry, Kalyani, can you repeat the question once again?
I want you to think of what is draining and filling in your life. By draining, I mean anything that depletes your energy, anything in your life. It can be the smallest thing, and something that is filling, that is actually recharging. It can be hobbies, even having a cup of tea, just looking outside, looking at the clouds, or just outside the view, outside my windows, anything. Yeah, I can see travel to work is draining, overthinking is draining. Exams are draining. Travel is really filling. It is. Cooking is filling. Yes. Traveling to work again is draining. Dancing is filling. Yeah. Urgency culture is draining. Yes.
Maybe overthinking about things which are not in your control, but you still keep thinking about it, even after knowing that it's something that you cannot really control.
Yeah. Thank you so much for saying that. Like, we need to understand which is our battle to actually fight. Like, sometimes it is okay to let go and not think of something and focus on what is in your control. Yes, Janvi.
Sometimes there are some friends, and talking to them can be draining.
That is true. That is true. Very true. Thank you for sharing. Then we have exam pressure and overthinking is draining, deadlines and responsibilities. Sleep is definitely filling, yes. Pursuing our hobbies is very refreshing. Toxic workspaces is draining. Traveling is filling, true. Studying on laptops constantly draining. Studying for exams. Listening to music is filling. Screens do drain us. That is very true. Exactly. Now that we have done this activity, imagine we are already feeling so tired, we are so drained out, and then we turn to our phones or social media for rest. Do you think it is actually going to refresh you or somewhere deplete you? Yeah. So sometimes we do feel like phones, we just watch something, or social media, let's take a break and we turn to our phones, but it's like a vicious cycle. We are already feeling tired. We are turning to our phones again. We are feeling tired because of that, because there is so much of uncertainty happening outside. It's not just brain rot that we are watching, but also socio-political conditions a lot of times do turn up on our feeds. So it's really exhausting and draining. So it's good now we have taken a minute and we have reflected. So this activity helped us notice where our energy is being spent and where it is being restored. So, which is an important step. Now we are aware and we have understood what is draining, and now we know how to prevent that burnout. We also have a lot of good resources in the chats as well. Like we can turn to hobbies, reading, traveling, music are good ways to take at least short breaks if we can't go, if we can't travel or take a long break. But taking that rest is extremely important. Just like we sleep every night, we need it. Our body needs it. So I think now I would like to come back to our question before we summarize and our entire workshop. The question was about connection. Do we actually feel connected? Although we are connected to people, but are we actually connected with them? So the question is, what's the difference between being connected and feeling connected?
I think that's the $1 million question that we're all trying to answer.
Yeah, I guess we all are looking for the answer in this session only. And that's the reason we all have joined together to find the exact answer on what is being connected and feeling connected. So, yeah. Sachin says, no, we are not actually connected. And Mitali says, we feel connected with our friends, but with colleagues, we are just connected. Wow, that's a good answer. Superficial connections, maybe. Chaitanya says, he's sharing something. It's memes for content when you asked us to scroll. But when I need to share it with a friend, I kinda giggled. Says, suppose our relatability and wanting to share experiences, even if online, made me think how we want to be a part of the wider community of friends group. When even agonizing lonely or online. That's true. I guess even while wanting to connect, it's being able to share human experiences is what connects us. So yeah, virtually. Vatsla says social media makes us feel like we are connected, but we aren't really. Serena says not really connected. AD says maybe with more people, it's hard to stay connected with everyone. That's true. Janvi has raised her hand. Janvi?
Yeah, thank you. I don't want to speak for others, I'll speak for myself. I have people in my life who I have met online and I do feel connected to them. And there are people who I've not met online and I might not feel connected to them. The likelihood of feeling connected to someone online is lower, but I would say that it is still very much there. You can feel connected if you meet with someone online.
Vinayak shares something interesting. Thank you, Janvi, for sharing your response. Vinayak shares feeling connected is a state of mind, while being connected is a digital state of being potentially connected. That's interesting. Aniket has a great state saying being connected is proximity, but feeling connected is presence. Great.
I love how positive all the responses are.
Yeah, exactly.
It's so philosophical as well at the same time.
I think I just want to add that we have all observed it, but now it's actually time to implement it in our lives as well. When we are meeting our friends or we are with family, we do engage in using our phones or we are just scrolling. Let's say we are out for dinner, the conversations have sometimes they have gone down. Like I observe sometimes group of friends are just sitting, but they are scrolling, they are not talking. So it's important to be being present in that moment and actually enjoying that moment instead of being online. It's something that we can all actually think about.
Hi, can I just say something here? I didn't want to type up. Yeah, thank you. I'm Ruchi, and the question that you asked, the feeling of connection and its distinction from connection, sometimes it fails to exist, that distinction, and I'm possibly okay with it. So, a little bit of context. I'm a single mother, and I'm not dating anybody, or nor do I want to, and I'm currently in my parents' home, who don't possibly see that this is the best way to live, when I don't actually believe that. So when I go online and I find myself scrolling, looking for validation. And I find women who are single mothers by choice on Reddit who describe the day. What I'm seeking is validation, which is also masked as connection. So I think to myself, oh, wait and see. There's somebody else, and there's an entire community that's thriving. And I feel really validated and very vindicated. I'm like, ha, I've won, you know? And to me, that would be as similar as calling my best friend and saying, Shruti, I'm having a terrible day and I need you to listen to me. Sometimes the two feelings are the same because I feel accepted, heard, validated. And I think that distinction blurs for me. And it's okay.
Thank you so much for sharing, Ruchi. And yeah, I completely understand what you're talking about. Validation. Yeah. It brought me to a question also. Like, we realize what drains us and what fills our cups, but also, like, how many of us actually don't realize why we're feeling so low sometimes or why we're so drained sometimes? Sometimes we know that we've spent too much time online. Maybe work has gotten too hectic, maybe friendships. But have you all ever felt like you just don't know why you're feeling that way?
Such and such situation that time, maybe.
Okay. So let's imagine something for a second. Let's imagine that our mind is a room. So initially, this room had quite some space. You could sit in it, get bored, and also daydream. But right now, it feels like there are millions of people just walking in unannounced. Some of us bring notifications, some bring reels, someone brings a message, someone brings comparison, jealousy, pressure to post, stay updated all the time. And while this room becomes more and more crowded and noisy, we also start to get very uncomfortable with silence. Like we noticed when Kalyani was trying to get us all to sit with ourselves. It felt so uncomfortable because there was just so much noise that silence started to feel uncomfortable, and before that was the default. So, bringing the session to an end, I just want to leave all of you with this one thought that the goal is not really to go on a social media detox or to uninstall the apps that are causing brain rot, but it is just to notice this noise, to just notice how crowded it is over there, and to just intentionally take some time off, sit with ourselves, maybe like we tried. So, before we close, I would also like to just share a reflection pack that was built for you guys.
Something Yogitha said just a minute. That, you know, like the whole point of this workshop was in no way that don't use social media as bad. Ruchi also shared, and thank you so much for sharing, Ruchi. That was like deeply personal, and we appreciate you sharing it with us. So, social media and just being online can have multiple functions. For in some way, it can just be connection as well. For some, it can be validation. So, just being aware of the function it is serving and using it in a way which works best and not just mindlessly is what we are hoping for. Like, even when Kalyani did the activity of sit with nothing, it might have happened that at some times our brain must have wandered to thoughts we are usually avoiding. So in that case, just being aware as to why are these things that we are avoiding that are coming to us only now. So just being aware and then using it accordingly is what our message for today is. Sorry, thank you so much. Yogita, please continue.
Could you just please share your screen and share the resources pack so we can just go over that? None of this is any new information. It's all things that we've already done in the workshop. But it's just something that you can take away
come back to in case you need them. Rashi, could you scroll to the second page? So here you'll find some tools. So today we practiced the 5-minute pause reset. We checked in on ourselves while scrolling. Is it just mindless scrolling? Are we actually consuming what is there? We also talked about burnout and differentiating between burnout and what fills our cup. And things that feel like rest versus things that actually help. I would encourage you guys to make a list for yourselves, because maybe what feels like rest for me might be overstimulating for you. Like maybe working out at night might feel very refreshing for some people, but for someone else, it might just drain them. So make your own list and do set digital boundaries. Like think of the mind as your room. Maybe your digital boundary could look like setting a timer on when you're letting someone in, what kind of notifications you're allowing, what kind of noise you're allowing for that time. And most importantly, we've put up reflection prompts. These reflection prompts will allow you to come back to being aware of what is really happening, what do you really need, what is your mind asking for, and is scrolling or consuming content at that moment really giving you what you need, or is it taking away from it? And lastly, we have grounding tools that you could use. We've also attached links to a few meditation videos, I think. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here and for participating and for your lovely responses. And thank you so much, ISOC, for collaborating with us on this workshop. And we hope all of you had a great time.
Great. Thanks a lot for that. Dr. Shroff, you want to share something?
Yes, Manas, thank you very much. Yogitha, it was a wonderful workshop, very insightful and very informative. But the bottom line is, as I feel, and I'm subject to being corrected, it is very subjective. It depends from person to person how you use the social media. Nowadays, people want to be one up over the other. They want to be like sheep and goats in a group. So if in a class or if in a unit, if 2 people are on Insta, then 20 people more will join, one up against the other, right? And that leads to an addiction. This mass psychology has to be stopped. In your next and forthcoming workshops, you will have to show us the tools and the do's and don'ts, what we have to do to keep us away from the screen time and from the gadgets. But as I repeat it again, the bottom line is subjective. What Jamshed might be doing, Firoz may not be doing. What Yogitha might be doing, Vinita might not be doing. You know what I mean? So the bottom line is subjective. Despite all your efforts in the workshop to share everything which is possibly gained over the period of time through books and through expertise, global expertise, which you share in workshops, people who have attended here, many people would forget even after 1 hour. Very few people will practice who are inclined to practice. But then the social media addiction still will remain. I submit. I'm subject to openness and I'm subject to be corrected also. Thank you very much and thumbs up for everyone. And thank you, moderator. Manas, thank you. Good evening to you.
Thank you, Dr. Shaw, for your wonderful experience and sharing some next thoughts with us. Of course, we'll be sharing this post-reflection material that your space team has created for all of us with everyone so that we feel connected and don't forget it after the workshop. And maybe just set up reminders so that we know how to actually stay calm and relax ourselves rather than doom scrolling. So yeah, great. Before we close or move to vote of thanks, I just can ask everyone to maybe turn on your camera so we can have a good photo of this session. I just request whoever, can you please turn on your cameras so we all can see your good faces, and just wait for a minute. Can you please help me clicking the photo? Yeah, please, Sakshi.
Before everyone ends, can we please just spend a minute and can we please give a feedback of how did you feel in today's session and how was your experience? Did you enjoy it? Or do you think we can do something better for all of you next time? We're open to all feedbacks because we want it to be good for you. So it will just take a minute. Please let us know in the chat what you would like and what you would want in the upcoming workshops and how was today for you?
Yep. I guess meanwhile everyone can put their thoughts in the chat and we just sink in. If you want some more workshops on this topic, we are happy to help you here. Something more. So yeah, this was just because we always have these sessions on policy, technology, very geeky sessions. So this was also very new to us. So we were also skeptical, I would say, on how it actually would be ended. Thank you of all of us to show great response. I hope the exercises, the activities, the interactiveness in the workshop helped us everyone. It was great to, rather than just doing our everyday work, having something like we are digitally connected, and as internet society, we are here to, help everyone, connect everyone. But are we overly connected, or as the question was, are we feeling connected or just connected? Is the real question, which we try to address today. So thank you all for your support. Thank you for all the responses. Hope everyone liked it. Great. Yeah, your space team, we have all the responses, like people are asking for more sessions. We have love to have a window where do very human insights and experiences. Would appreciate if you find a way to facilitate more of moving forward. Chaitanya says self-reflective one. Would love to enjoy and join more sessions. Sachin says important is to follow what we have identified today to work upon on a balanced life. Yes, I guess the pros reflection material can help every one of us. Medali Lakshmi, everyone says the session was very great and engaging. Good. Thank you all for, yeah. Okay. Thank you all for putting your efforts and telling how exactly the session was. Maybe final reactions could help all of us. Thank you. Great.
I think Nishtha can take over now for the final vote of thanks.
Yes. Over to you, Nishta.
Yeah, so thank you so much everyone for joining today for Chronically Online. It truly means a lot to have you all here with us. I want to give a special and heartfelt thank you to our wonderful speakers, Sakshi, Kalyani, Yogitha, and Rashi, for leading such powerful exercises and sharing such valuable practical guidance. You made the session so impactful and helpful. Thank you, Manas, for moderating so smoothly, and Ayushi for being my amazing partner throughout. Big thanks to Vatsal and the Your Space team for this lovely collaboration. And I would also like to extend a huge thank you to our chapter president, Vatsla, Srivastava, our vice president, Punpan Sharma, and our advisory board, Pratik Pathak, Nantida Kaushal, and Vipul Rich, and the entire ISOC India Mumbai chapter for their constant support. Also, I would like to extend a special acknowledgement to Mr. Satish, Chair of IPRLO, and Ms. Mini from ISOC Veteran for joining us this evening. And a quick but important thank you to the Nayak, Valentine, Love, and the rest of the chapter for helping bring this all together. So, most of all, thank you everyone for actively participating and making this session so meaningful. So, I hope we carry these lessons and take better care of ourselves online. And as mentioned, the resource part will be shared with the registered participants as well. Please stay connected with the chapter and watch out for more such free events. Thank you so much.
I just want to take a quick second actually. I just want to thank each and every one of you who has joined us today at 7 p.m. on a Saturday evening for a weekend, staying with us for 1 good hour. It's great. It's fantastic. I did hear a lot of responses where people told me that it is ironic that we're doing this session online, but it is what it is as of now. We would love to have more in-person sessions as well. Watch out for more, as Nishtha and Manas already said. Please follow your space as well at the same time. And thank you so much. I think it's been a really, really refreshing session with a lot of food for thought. And with this, I think I'll also end the call. Please keep in touch. Good night and thank you.